on TikTok, I am on YouTube, and I am on Instagram. So, as you can tell from my title, we're going to talk being a single mommy and building a business. That's what we're going to do. So, full disclaimer, my focus will be here. I'll try my best to do the two at the same time. Well, three, but we're just going to get straight into it, right? So, I'm just going to give some folks some time to hop on. All right. Thank you for the feedback, Alan girl. I appreciate. So, for those of you who are joining me for the very first time, I am Latina Mata, a mindset coach, facilitator of healing with Revelation breath work, and I am a mommy. Oh, this is probably so embarrassing here. Just one sec. And I'm a mommy. And tonight's topic is about being a single mother and building a business. Now, this here is the third episode of True Growth TV, and I am so glad to have you guys with me. Okay, definitely, um, definitely. Oh wow, we have to start this all over again because I did not go live on Instagram. All right, so we're gonna start over. Hello, guys. Welcome to my channel. For those of you on YouTube, for those of you on TikTok, for those of you on Instagram, this is a very special warm welcome. My name is Latina Mata, founder of True Growth Caribbean. I am a mindset coach based right here in Trinidad and Tobago and a facilitator of healing with Revelation Breathwork, right? So tonight's topic is being a single mother and building a business. Now, hello, TikTok family. Hello, Instagram family. Hello, YouTube family. I am if you see my setup, guys, it is intense. I would show you guys the behind the scenes afterwards. Right? Hi, TikTok folks. I'm just gonna give people some time to hop in because well clearly I was late on Instagram live, right? In the meantime, drinking some red wine. I don't know if this is the right glass, but don't judge me. And I feel really inspired to have this conversation tonight in terms of being a single mother because this shit is hard. You know, like whatever's going on Instagram and social media, how people make it seem like it's not easy. It's furthest from. And as I mentioned, the intention behind True Growth TV is to have some hard conversations and to really talk about some things that people don't usually talk about in this capacity. All right. So, guys, just tell me hello. I'm seeing those on TikTok. You know, TikTok is a very engaging community. You guys let me know that you are here. Hello, Sean. Hello, Trinbago Soft. Hello, Redbit, Alessandro. All the folks, right? Both Instagram and TikTok. So, we're going to start. So, let me tell you something. If you are going to build a business, there is no such thing as balance unless you are okay with taking longer than you anticipated. If you're a mother, if you're a single mother or a single parent specifically, so I'm just being abundantly clear, this conversation is about single people who have children. Or if you are married or in a relationship and you still feel single and alone. Now, there are situations like that, but this conversation is not going to focus on that. We're focusing simply on being a single parent building a business. So you're in the building phase of your business. And I had to learn and accept that if I want to have balance, if I want to not have to experience the dread of missing really important parts of my daughter's development, if I really wanted to reduce the guilt and the shame that I like to be. So if you are new here, being a part of True Growth or having True Growth, it's been 3 years. My first year and a half, I was everything True Growth. Like I breathe, sleep, like I sniffed, like True Growth was everything to me. And I realized, of course, that time was going, things were happening, and the deep connection that I once had with my daughter was starting to become it was starting to dwindle. Not because, I had issues, but because my focus shifted. And my focus shifted on really just focusing on building my business. But I realized that no amount of money I made, no amount of people that I helped, no amount of visibility and things that happen as a result of my efforts compensated for how I would feel as a mother if I feel as though or felt as though I was missing out certain things, or if I felt guilt, or if I felt sadness around being a mother, right? So social media has this thing, and I am guilty of getting caught up in this, um, where we watch people on social media, these fashionable mothers, and these 6 figure and 7 figures mummies who they're just living their best life and building these businesses. And you know what? Kudos to them. But truth is, that was not my reality. As a single mother, my support system is this big. It's this big, and I do not have the luxury of having a nanny and having a bus driver or a nanny to pick my child up here, there, and everywhere. And it's not like I have the luxury of dropping my daughter off to places either. So it's really become a situation where it's really me, my daughter. I do what I have to do and ensure that her mental, emotional, and physical well being is up to standard, while ensuring that my mental, emotional, and physical well being is up to standard as well. And the truth is that it is not easy. So I want to start off very quickly by saying that if you're a single parent and you have decided to venture into building a business, that you have to recognize that it may be slow. It may be extremely, extremely slow if you decide to find balance. As I mentioned, there's no such thing as balance really. But the truth is, there is the ability to prioritize. And oftentimes, when we prioritize, one thing will be put a little bit to the sideburn while others are being focused on. And so, step one in building your business and being a single parent is acknowledging that you may take a bit longer than other people. Number 2, your energy is your currency. Your energy is your currency. It means that you need to be very mindful of where you're spending that energy. You have a child, you have a business, which comes like 2 children. And if you have a dog, then you have 3 children. You do not have time, you do not have space, you do not have energy to be basically wasting your time and energy on things and people and habits and situations that do not serve you. You simply do not. If you are building a business, especially if you're a single parent and you do not have the support system to just be up and about living your best life, be conscious of your energy and where you are spending your energy. Because being a parent is a full time job. Being a single parent is an extra full time job. Being a full time single parent who's building a business, you are like, I don't know how to describe that beside your energy is your currency and you need to pay attention to where you spend it. Our children, believe it or not, and being in this mental health space, doesn't matter how much money we have, it does not matter how much we have provided for them financially, it does not matter how much opportunities at schools, etc. When she's older and she has to go therapy, because believe it or not, children, we always, as children, we usually, we and she will, as well as maybe your children, have to recover to some degree, taking care of everybody else, and she didn't take care of me, right? In terms of my emotional well-being. So it is absolutely 150% important for you to acknowledge that doesn't matter how much money you make, how much finances you have, whatever it is you're doing, that you need to prioritize your children's emotional well-being. Prioritize their emotional well-being. Here's the trick. You need to prioritize your emotional well-being. When you work on your self-awareness, when you work on your emotional intelligence and fitness, when you deepen your self-discovery and self-love, it 100% impacts how you show up for your kids, how you show up for your children. And so one of the most important things as it pertains to building your business as successfully as you can and being the best parent that you could using what you have as a single man or woman is to prioritize taking care of you, taking care of your mental and your emotional well-being, right? Because your level of self-awareness, your level of self-discovery, your level of self-love is basically how you're going to show children and how you're going to show him or her or them that hey, we're building this business. It is hard. Some days I'm not okay. Some days you see me crying, but we're going to be okay. And mommy has you or daddy has you, regardless of the situation. All right. So, just for a recap, for those of you who are now hopping on, tonight we are talking about the reality of being a single mother and building a business. You need to acknowledge that you may take a longer time to get wherever it is you're trying to go because you are switching gears between prioritizing your business and prioritizing your children or your child, right? Second of all, you need to acknowledge that you need to do the inner work. You need to do the self discovery work. You need to do the self love work. You need to do the inner work so that you could show your children and teach your children and hold space for your children while both of you or all of you navigate the challenges that come with really just trying to make sure you have situations taken care of, make sure that they are fed and they are clean and quality time is given and they are the best school and they are healthy and well taken care of. From this little journey that I've been on for the last 3 years, children they do not give a shit. They simply do not give a shit about how much money you have, how much material things you have if you are not there for them emotionally. There are so many people that I coach as adults who would explain to me that their parents gave them everything that they possibly could have on a physical level, but emotionally they were neglected, or emotionally they were not present, or emotionally they had to deal and mentally they had to deal with so many difficult things by themselves because their parents were just busy just trying to make sure ends were met, right? And the reality check I had goes back into the first point. When I acknowledge that no amount of money, no amount of views and impressions and reach and speaking engagements I had and clients that I coach, no amount of that could replace or substitute how much my child would have struggled and suffered with if I did not shift my gears to her instead of building this business to make money. Now, businesses are to make money, of course, but if you're a single parent, you have to acknowledge that it's going to take a bit longer and you need to be okay with that, right? My third point, as it pertains to building this business and being a parent, is acknowledging that you can't compare your life and your situation to other people in your space. You cannot compare your life and your situation to other people in your space. The reason being is the cliche statement: their journey, their situation is nothing like yours. Yours is yours for a reason. And if you are experiencing the comparisonitis and if you are feeling as though you are struggling because of, this one doing that and she doing that and he doing that, you are actually taking away from the process, from whatever it is you're doing, from the vision and the mission and the goal that was placed into your heart, into your spirit. This is your journey. This is your journey. It means that the struggle and the situation that you are dealing with, the process that you are going through right now, it is necessary for you to grow, for you to build character, for you to learn lessons, so that the very things that you are going through are going to empower and teach and build character for your child or children as well. So if you find yourself, anybody here, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, if anybody find yourself looking at me, looking at John, looking at Jane, looking at anybody else in your space or who is running a business, and you're like, oh my God, they look like they have all their shit together. Truthfully, no. Nobody does. We do not. We do not have our shit together. And this is a message to me too. When I'm looking at other people, no, they do not have their shit together. They don't have all of their shit together, right? They do not. We do not have all of our shit together. And I get to acknowledge, and you get to acknowledge that the space that you are in right now is necessary for you to build character. It is necessary because it is a part of your process. And to compare yourself to these other people on the internet is to do yourself and your children a disservice. What you get to do is take certain things from these people, take certain ways that they function, and take some of their teachings, take some of their ways of being, and see how you can curate that to benefit your life. See how you could take some of that and tweak it in your personal life to see how it could benefit your life as a mother, as a parent. I want to give a bonus point here. Pause for cause. Guys on Instagram and TikTok, tell me you're here. Say hello. Right? I want to give a bonus point here. Hi, Javan. Hello, handsome TT. Hello, Alessandro. Hello, Trini Taurus. Hi, Travell and Willity. Okay, so I'm saying hello to some of you. Hi, Michelle. Right. So my bonus point here for those of you who are building a business and being a single parent, you need to know what your value system is. You need to know what your value system is. Your value system essentially says these are the things that matter to me. These are the things that are important to me. These are the things that inspire my behavior. These are the things that I identify with. These are the things that I say I am. I am this type of woman. I am this type of man. I am this type of mother. I am this type of father. What messes us up in the biggest capacity over and over and over again is when our value system is screwed all the way up. When we say that this is important to us, but what we are doing and what we are thinking does not line up. I'll repeat that. What screws us up the most is when we are not in alignment with our value system. So we say this is important to us. We say this matters to us. We say that this is what we want in our lives. But when we check and we look at our actions and the things that we are prioritizing, most times the shit is screwed up. It is not in alignment. What we say, what we think, and what we do doesn't line up. And as a result, it causes a lot of incongruence on the inside. It causes an internal war. It causes us to be angry. It causes us to be frustrated. It causes us to be mad. It causes us a lot of internal war that has a ripple effect on how we show up for our children and how we show up in our business. So if you're a single parent like myself and your support system is very limited, but you have a vision and a mission and a goal that has been placed on your heart in terms of creating a business, this will tie in to the management of your energy. You need to pay attention to where you are engaging in things, how you are engaging in things, and if what you are seeing and what you are doing is lining up. If you say that much time I use smalls and on your phone listening to somebody else's problems, if you say that your business is priority and then your children or your children business, however it goes, pay attention to where you are spending your energetic currency. Pay attention to your value system. Your value system dictates your behavior. Your value system is as a result of who you identify as, what you identify with. And if you are saying that you identify as this type of person and you value this type of thing, is your behavior matching? Being a single parent and running a business will always highlight all the parts of you that needs healing. As a matter of fact, without the children, having a business highlights all the parts of us that need healing. But being a single parent and having a business, it like double whammy highlights the parts of you that needs work. And I'm here to tell you that if anybody on either of these lives here or any of these platforms, you feel this internal war on the inside, like you're not connecting to your children the way that you want to, you're not seeing the progress in your business that you want to, you're not feeling as happy and as fulfilled as you expected, then you need to check in with your activities and your value system. Are they matching? Are they incongruent? Do they line up? Are they making a straight line? Building a business, having a child, having children, especially as a single man or woman, is not easy. If you do not have a support system in a big capacity, as in you can't just drop your children off and go a certain way, or you can't do this and just go, and you feel like a child as well, having a child. And I'm going to say this full transparency. When I became a mother, I felt as though I had less freedom than before I became a mommy. Can anybody relate to that? Somebody let me know if you could relate to that. When I became a mommy, I felt like if I was a school child without any freedom, because for me to go somewhere, for me to do something, for me to check, like for me to do anything, I always had to get permission. I had to get permission. I had to ask my mom, Mom, are you available? Could you watch my daughter? Sis, are you available? Granny. Like I had to ask people for permission for me to do something. I had to ask for permission, and it felt as though my freedom was being encroached upon becoming a mother. But what I realized needed to happen was my value system needed to change, because I was still looking at myself through these old lens of, maybe in a particular way I'm accustomed to having and going however I feel, however I please. And it took me a while to update and upgrade my way of thinking after I became a mother. And then it took me another while to upgrade and update how I function when I became a single mother who owned a business. And that is the baseline of that was from acknowledging that I needed to do a check-in with my value system. So all my mummies, all my daddies, if you're on here and you feel as though there's an internal war that is going on the inside, you wonder, should I just quit this whole business thing because I need to focus on my child, or what is going on with my child? And you want to be at the two places at the same time, and you feel as though you have to sacrifice something. I want to tell you, pause. Pause. Check in with your value system and check in with your belief system. There was a belief that I had. Let me pause here. There was a belief that I had initially when I started my business, which was I'd have to sacrifice something. I'd have to sacrifice my child if I decided to run a successful business. And what that did was F me up. What that did was make me live out some of that truth to some degree. Because the truth is, what you believe becomes true, right? Like whatever you believe at a core level, you would definitely identify with, and your behaviors would start to reflect such. And when I became aware of what this belief system was, I had to literally hold it by its root, energetic work and the healing work around that system, around that belief system to change. Because that is what I was taught. I was taught and I was shown over and over again that, in order for you to run as a man or a woman, if you're running a successful business, the story is, oh, well, I'm trying he was never wrong. That man have millions of dollars or that woman have millions of dollars, but she wasn't around. She wasn't present for her children, the nanny taking care of them, this, that, and the other. And I had to change that story and make myself come to this realization that that does not have to be my truth. So, in addition to you being fully aware of what your value system is, you need to be fully aware of what your belief system is. What do you believe to be true about running a business and being a single parent? If you believe that you have to sacrifice something, then that is exactly what is going to happen. If you believe you have to sacrifice spending quality time for your children, then that is with your children, then that is exactly what is going to happen. If you believe that you are going to struggle and it's going to be so painful and it's going to be so hard, then that is exactly what is going to happen. You get to co-create in this entire process. So full disclaimer here, I'm not saying that shit is easy, because I started this live by saying this shit is hard. It is hard. But the things that you do have control over, aka your belief system, then you get to be very intentional about what you choose to believe to be true. And if you're a single parent and you do not desire to have your children need to go to therapy in 20 years to say that I was building this business or mommy was building this business and they were not there for me, she was not there for me, or he was not there for me emotionally, then you need to pay attention to what you believe to be true on a day-to-day basis as it pertains to how you parent and how you show up in your business. I started to change my story around what was sacrificing, having to sacrifice my child. And I was like, no, I get to be a powerful businesswoman. I get to run my business and I get to enjoy my child as she grows. That story had to change. And in doing so, my priorities also change. And in my priorities changing, I recognized that there was a shift in the actions that I would take. And the war became less and less and less the more I honored the things that were important to me. The more there was congruence with what I was saying, what I was doing, and how I was doing it. You guys right here with me? Let me know if you are. Feel free to ask me any questions. I would love to answer them for you. So, very side note, guys, it is very difficult to talk to three sets of people on YouTube, on Instagram, and on TikTok. But I'm trying my best here. So, guys, send me messages if you have, not messages, send me questions if you have any. I would love to answer, right? So, recap. Um, recap, building a business, being a single parent is not easy, right? It's not easy. Second of all, you need to pay attention to your value system and your belief system. Like you need to. Like there's no ifs, no buts, no babies. You need to hear me. And thirdly, you have to be aware that if you are not going to focus your whole life duty and how you get through any day just solely on your business, and you want to find that balance, and although balance does not exist, but you definitely want to be very intentional about how you show up for your child, you have to be, or children, you have to be aware that this shit is going to take a little longer. It's going to take longer than the other people. Have come in your niche or in your space. Stop looking at people, especially if you know they married and they have support, or if you know that they are single with no children. Like everybody has their own shit that they're dealing with, but pay attention. They're dealing with their own shit by themselves, and they showcase what they want to showcase. You never know the true story or the full story of what's going on in somebody's personal life, right? Like you never know. So when you're taking in people on the internet, because most times the internet is not a real place, use that as your direction, use that as your compass, and continue to push forward day by day, moment by moment, as you navigate adhering and honoring your value system. All right. Start thinking positive. I agree, Javan. So it's definitely not easy to go from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset. But where is a beautiful place? A beautiful place is when you acknowledge that you do have a fixed mindset and you do desire to change the way that you think. That is the first place. The first place is consciousness, is awareness, is acknowledgement that something needs to change, that you want something different. So when you want, you expect it to just, do you expect the change to just fall from the sky? At this point, when there is a new level of consciousness, that you are ready to change the way that you think and you're ready to change the way that you see life, then you need to start to make decisions that would start to foster and that would start to create space for your change to now become at an identity level. So it would mean being on lives like this. It would mean listening to podcasts. You could check out True Good podcast. It would mean changing your environment. It would mean saying deuces to some people who constantly only speak negativity. It would mean really doing a uprooting of a lot of things in your life. And I also need you to remember 100% to give yourself grace. You can't go from thinking negatively and thinking a particular way for 30 years of your life and expect it to change in a week or expect it to change in 3 months. I have been doing this work for more than a decade because I've been studying psychology since I was in school. So that is more than a decade. And there are so many things, so much work that I still have to do, so much unlearning, so much deconditioning that I have to do around my own mental and emotional well being. So much. So I need you guys to actually remember that when you start this work, when you have this level of consciousness that, hey, something needs to change, to give yourself grace. You have co-creative power in this entire process to make changes and make decisions day by day that are going to support you and going to serve you. But at the same time, you sincerely need to give yourself grace and compassion, because what you are trying to unlearn is shit that has been, like, you have become so automatic and it has been so ingrained inside of you that you cannot expect that it's going to just disappear after you go to a few coaching sessions or after you do a little bit of reading or some journaling. Like, you can't expect that. So be realistic and give yourself some grace. Hello, Kyle. Good evening, Trini, Mr. Matter. Who is this that has my surname here? Mr. Matter 30 underscore 30. Right? So Javan says sometimes your environment plays a part in the way you think. Of course, people make up your environment too. People make up your environment too. So it's not just, if you live in any hood or if you're in the ghetto or if you're in Westmoreland, it doesn't matter. Where you are alone, your physical environment is not just your physical space, it's also the people. People are your environment as well. And so if you notice that people are taking away more than they are giving, they are not creating any value in your life on a mental, emotional, spiritual, physical level, then you need to do some recalibration, especially as a single parent who is building a business and trying to be both mother and father to clearly two babies, right? Or three, or how much of a children plus your business, because when you're building a business, it's also your baby too. So Trini, Mr. Mata, your great grandfather, short Spanish man from North. I wonder if we're related, boy. Good night. Good night, absolute aesthetics. Fix your lashes. I don't have on any lashes. um yeah, so guys, I did say a lot. I've been here with you guys for about 40 minutes. So please ask questions. Ask your life away. I'm gonna stick on for a couple more minutes. I hope this live was useful. For those of you who are on, please let me know if if it was useful. Hello, Khadija. Or Bridge Bobby says it was a prank. Oh yes, well I want to know what lashes I have, but but yeah. Hello, stay grounded. Good night. So, guys, for those of you who are on TikTok, because this is my first TikTok live, this is True Growth TV. So every Wednesday at 8 p.m., I am live talking about things that we don't usually talk about, or at least I don't come across that often. And tonight I chose to speak about being a single parent and building a business. And I just wanted to share what has been working for me over the last 3 years. Trust and believe it is a real work in progress. And some days you are like FML, and other days you feel like you're winning at life, right? And I just need you to know, give yourself grace, give yourself grace, give yourself grace, give yourself grace. And I need you to remember that you are doing the best that you could with what you have every single day. And if you wake up in the morning and your intention is to do the best that you could with what you have at this point in time, I promise you that you're going to be okay. That is what I remind myself every single day. You need to speak life into yourself. You need to speak life into your children. You need to speak life into your business. You need to pay attention to the environment that you are in. People are your environment too. If you have some shitheads, as my daughter says, poop heads, if you have poop heads in your space, if you have people around you who are not supporting you, they are not serving you mentally, emotionally, or any leads, then you need to do some recalibration. And if you cannot get away from those people, then more than ever, you need to start to fuel yourself with specific type of content. You need to be on podcasts, on YouTube. You need to curate your social media in a type of way that is going to be of service to you, that is going to help you reprogram your subconscious mind. All right. So, guys, if you have no more questions, let me know. So, I'm seeing here on TikTok, Bridge Baby says, "What's your favorite midnight snack?" Yeah. So I snack a lot. I do snack any night, and usually I don't have a favorite, but if there's something salty, I would have that. So I'd probably eat some Lay's, or I'd eat um some type of chips. Right? I'm a chips kind of girl. I hope my trainer doesn't hear that, but that's what happens midnight. Okay, or late at night. So Javan says, "Really glad I came to this live. These things don't happen just so." No, they don't, Javan. And you are free to connect right here at 8 p.m. next Wednesday again. For those of you who are on Instagram, how are you? Hello, Terry. Hello, Keisha. Hello, Scoffy. Guys, if you have no more questions, I will be out. Most certainly, I will be out. Of course, Javan, you are free to send me any DMs that pertains to what we spoke about today if you feel so inclined. All right, guys. I love you so much. It was a pleasure being here. Feel free to send me any DMs about what we spoke about. Talk to you soon. Mwah. Bye-bye. All right, so how do I end these things? And now, all right. Now the thing is, how do we get out of TikTok? Oh my gosh. Okay. Bye bye, guys. Bye bye, YouTube family.